In this video, we're diving into a topic that every proud Indian needs to hear: how India heroically stood up to Pakistan's aggression in the explosive events of May 2025, delivering a powerful message that we will not tolerate their terrorism. The title of this video is India's Iron Fist, Smashing Pakistan's Terror Network in the 2025 Kashmir conflict. This is a story of India's strength, resolve, and unbreakable spirit in the face of Pakistan's cowardly attacks. So, grab a chai, hit that like button, and let's get into it. The India-Pakistan border was a ticking time bomb by May 6, 2025. Tensions were sky high, with Pakistan's sinister hand behind ongoing terror plots in Kashmir. On the night of May 6th, loud explosions rocked Pak-occupied Kashmir, Poka, as reported by locals, signaling that something big was brewing. Pakistani media tried to stir panic, claiming they shot down an Indian surveillance drone that evening, but these were just their usual lies to distract from their own failures. No major clashes happened that day, but both sides were on edge, and India was ready to act. The stage was set for a defining moment in our fight against Pakistan's terror machine. On May 7th, India unleashed its fury with Operation Sindoor, a masterstroke of precision and power. In the early hours, our forces launched coordinated missile strikes on 9 terrorist sites in Poke and mainland Pakistan, targeting camps run by Pakistan's pet terror groups, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. These weren't random hits. They were a direct response to Pakistan's heinous April 22nd attack in Kashmir, where their militants killed 25 Hindu tourists and a local. Our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh declared that every target was destroyed with exactness, with utmost care to avoid civilian areas, showcasing India's moral and military superiority. Pakistan predictably spun a web of lies, claiming our missiles hit a mosque and homes, killing 31 civilians. This was pure propaganda, their attempt to play the victim while hiding their terror camps. Their Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called our strikes a blatant mistake and vowed retaliation, but India wasn't fazed. Pakistan's military boasted they shot down 5 Indian jets and drones, but our embassy dismissed this as disinformation. Sure enough, their claims fell apart, though we later learned 3 of our jets crashed in Kashmir under unclear circumstances. Our pilots were safely recovered, and India's Air Force remained unstoppable. Days later, U.S. sources confirmed Pakistan's Chinese-made J-10 jets downed 2 of our aircraft, including a Rafale, but this only proved Pakistan's reliance on foreign crutches, while India fought with homegrown grit. The border erupted that day, with the fiercest shelling along the line of control in over 2 decades. Pakistan's reckless firing killed 13 Indian civilians and wounded 43, but our forces gave it back harder, neutralizing their positions. Pakistan admitted to 6 civilian deaths from our shelling, but their numbers are as trustworthy as their promises. Both armies clashed across multiple sectors, and the fighting was so intense it sent shockwaves globally, reminding the world of the nuclear stakes. India's officials sent a clear message to foreign envoys. If Pakistan dared escalate further, we were ready to respond with overwhelming force. This wasn't just a skirmish. It was India drawing a line in the sand, showing Pakistan their terrorism would face consequences. On May 8th, the conflict went high-tech, with drones and missiles lighting up the skies. Late on May 7th and into May 8th, explosions rocked Jammu, likely from Pakistani drones desperate to hit our military sites. Pakistan claimed they shot down 25 Indian drones intruding into their airspace, another fabricated tale to cover their incompetence. India's defense ministry confirmed we intercepted several Pakistani armed drones and missiles targeting our installations, proving our air defenses are second to none. Analysts called this the first drone war between us, but India dominated the skies. Heavy cross-border firing continued along the LOC, with both sides trading mortar and artillery rounds. Our forces foiled multiple Pakistani attempts to attack our posts, while Pakistan whined about unprovoked shelling, as if their terror camps weren't provocation enough. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri made it clear we were open to de-escalation if Pakistan stopped its aggression, but our forces were fully prepared to crush any further moves. Both sides were locked in a tense standoff, but India held the upper hand, refusing to let Pakistan's lies dictate the narrative. By May 9th, Pakistan was scrambling to save face. After a brief overnight lull, they launched a fresh wave of drone and rocket strikes Thursday night into Friday, targeting 26 locations across northern India, from Kashmir to Punjab and even Gujarat. This was their desperate attempt to hit our military infrastructure, but our air defenses intercepted most of their swarms. In Punjab's Firozepur district, we shot down a large Pakistani drone, though its debris injured 3 Indian family members and damaged a village home and car, a stark reminder of Pakistan's reckless endangerment of civilians. Artillery duels and firefights flared along the LOC and international border, with clashes in Kupwara, Uri, Poonch, and Punjab. After 12 to 13 hours of calm, fighting reignited by Friday afternoon. India's Border Security Force reported Pakistan's unprovoked firing in Jammu, to which we responded by destroying a terror launch pad in Pokhara. Pakistan's army claimed they were only targeting our posts, firing into their civilian areas. Another lie to dodge accountability. In Islamabad, their spokesman held a press briefing, denying any strikes on Indian cities and calling our reports a well-cooked story. But the world wasn't buying it. The back and forth on May 9th showed Pakistan's desperation, while India stood firm, our resolve unshaken. The conflict peaked on May 10th, with both sides trading blows at air bases in a pre-dawn showdown. India struck first, firing air-to-surface missiles at 3 Pakistani Air Force bases, Nur Khan near Islamabad, and Shorkot and Mianwali in Punjab. Pakistan's Lieutenant Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry claimed their air defenses intercepted most missiles, but damage was done. Pakistan retaliated with Operation Bunyanun Marsus, targeting our missile storage facility and airfields in Udhampur, Pathankot, Adampur, and even Bhuj in Gujarat. Jammu and Srinagar residents woke to air raid sirens and explosions near military sites. Pakistan's high-speed missiles and drone swarms aimed to cripple us, but our air defenses intercepted most, limiting damage to equipment. Tragically, 5 Indian civilians died in Jammu when Pakistani missiles hit an industrial area and homes, with dozens injured or displaced. Pakistan didn't disclose their military losses, but admitted infrastructural damage at their bases, downplaying the impact. This was the most intense fighting since the 1999 Kargil War, with both air forces and defenses locked in high-tech combat. Analysts called it the worst fighting between nuclear-armed rivals since 1999, with dozens killed over 4 days. By midday on May 10th, India's strength forced a turning point. Both sides signaled they'd pause if the other did. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar said on JO News that if India stopped, they'd consider halting, though he warned of retaliation for new strikes. Our Air Force spokesperson, Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, affirmed India's commitment to non-escalation if Pakistan reciprocated, noting their ground forces moving forward, a sign of their desperation. This fragile understanding, urged by global powers, brought calm by late May 10th, with no new major strikes, only sporadic border firing. India's resolve had pushed Pakistan to the brink, forcing them to back off. The world watched in alarm as this unfolded. Reuters called it the worst India-Pakistan fighting in over 2 decades, warning of a nuclear flashpoint. The New York Times noted we were engaged in our most expansive military conflict in decades, with Pakistan's retaliatory strikes following our precise hits. The Guardian's headlines screamed, "India-Pakistan military reprisals escalate," while CNN and BBC highlighted the unprecedented drone and missile warfare. CNN noted Pakistan's claim of downing our Rafale, later confirmed by Reuters via Western sources. But India's dominance shone through. Al Jazeera called it a very dangerous escalation, and the Washington Post reported both sides' calls for restraint amid flying missiles. Global media warned we were effectively at war, with dozens dead in 4 days, and urged de-escalation. By May 10th, as we signaled a pause, the world breathed cautiously, but all agreed this showed how fast a Kashmir incident could spiral. India's Operation Sindoor was a triumph, a bold strike against Pakistan's terror network that showed we won't tolerate their attacks. Pakistan's lies about civilian hits and jet shoot-downs crumbled under scrutiny, exposing their weakness. Their Chinese jets and desperate drone swarms couldn't match our Rafale, S-400, and homegrown tech. Every martyr, from the 13 civilians killed by their shelling to the 5 lost in Jammu, fuels our resolve to crush Pakistan's terror machine. We're a $4 trillion economy, a global powerhouse, and a united nation of 1.4 billion. Pakistan's a failing state, propped up by lies and foreign handouts, their terror camps no match for our might. The world, from the US to France, backed our right to self-defense, leaving Pakistan isolated. We'll keep striking Poke's terror hubs, bolster our drones and cyber warfare, and isolate Pakistan diplomatically. United from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India's iron fist will smash Pakistan's evil plans. That's my take, folks. India's done with Pakistan's terrorism.